welcome to one of 4 programmes featuring coverage of the 1981 Springboks tour of New Zealand. This is a rare chance to see footage of this hugely controversial tour. I'm John Taylor, and back in the 70s, I refused to play against South Africa because I believed a sporting boycott would help to bring an end to apartheid. I was in a small minority at the time, but by 1981, rugby was the only major sport still trying to maintain normal contacts. Most of the rugby-mad New Zealanders were for the tour. All Blacks v Springboks series were considered unofficial world championships, but there were some notable exceptions. Graham Murray, the New Zealand captain, and veteran centre Bruce Robertson both refused to play on moral grounds. And Hart, the Halt All Racial Tours organisation, led a protest movement prepared to go to almost any lengths to prevent the tour happening. The New Zealand government declared their disapproval but refused to deny the team visas, so the tour went ahead. But the Springboks were under siege from the moment they arrived. Having lost the first test, South Africa had won the second test 24-12. The third test was in Auckland, and once again the players were moved into accommodation at the ground on the day before the game to protect them. By now, they were getting used to the difficult conditions during the build-up, but nothing could have prepared them for what the protesters had in store. This was probably the most hostile environment that a test match has ever been played in, as you'll see from the extraordinary opening images. And to cap it all, at 1-1, this third test was the series decider.
And for rugby followers, this is the day that the controversial Springbok tour ends on the field, and shortly into this arena will run the South African New Zealand teams to play for 80 minutes to decide the outcome of one of the most bizarre test series ever contested. Well, the atmosphere in the ground was one of expectancy up until about 10 minutes ago. Then it's changed now to quite an unusual feeling of tenseness because there is a light plane circling the ground and dipping in low and dropping things into the crowd. There originally was a series of pamphlets dropped onto the playing field which were cleared away. There were then some flower bombs dropped in. Those are the gestures from the crowd as the plane comes over yet again. Flower bombs have landed on the field and are going to be cleared away as the All Black team comes on. Let's have a look first of all at the All Black team for you. It's a team that has 4 new caps: Stephen Polkeri, Jeff Old, Frank Shelford and Gary Wetton. Gary Knight comes back into the front row. In the backs, Lockie Cameron's out to centre. Stu Wilson back on the right wing. And a full-back behind them, Alan Hewson, who enjoyed this ground last time. He scored 20 points here against Scotland. Sensation for the South African team today with the late withdrawal of Tjens Stoffberg, and that means that with de Villiers Visser also out, it's going to reduce the effectiveness of the South African forward power. Lowe has replaced Visser. Henny Becker has come in today, only 2 hours ago, to lock with Louis Moolman. Front row's the same as at Wellington. The backs are the same as well, with Nas Botha there, of course, number 10. The game has begun by Doug Rollison, who kicks straight to Nas Botha, South Africa's man of the tour. And his first kick for touch has not found it. David Loveridge, the New Zealand halfback, kicks high. Botha's under it again. Fraser on to Botha. Loose ball. Serpentine. Great beginning by the All Blacks.
Well, the pressures come on straight away on South Africa. A bad kick by Nas Botha, not finding the line into the wind, and now the All Blacks, who need to score quickly to get a real grip on this ground.
Right on the goal line, Dalton throws. Mexted palms. Gary Knight whips it back to Loveridge, a big blind side. Loveridge getting up, scrum. New Zealand will get the loose head.
Well, straight away, the All Blacks throwing to the back of the line out, where they've got the advantage in height with Murray Mexted there and also Frank Shelford.
So, All Blacks on attack. First scrum, you see Frank Shelford, number 7, the new man from Apotiki. Turning scrum. A try! No. Penalty. Penalty back to the 5-metre mark for a penalty to New Zealand. Hands in the scrum. So that's a miss, and flower bombs dropping onto the field behind the in-goal area. But there's Borta's clearance into the wind. Not a great gain, but it's up to the 10-metre mark. There's Henny Beckett, who came into the team for Tjern Stoffberg with a knee injury. John Ashworth on the left. You can see the great difference in size, Becker to Ashworth. New Zealand has good ball this time. Rollison, a high one. Pinar at the 22. Lockie Cameron has him. He lost the ball. Loose. Old is there, number 6. Loose ball. Dalton, the captain. And you can see the flower bombs are landing very close to the action there. Gone, New Zealand in the lead. And you can see that flower bomb will land directly on top of our ground camera. A flower bomb directly on top of the camera. The plane continues to circle the ground as South Africa wins a penalty at the scrum. Collapsing the scrum in the front. Dalton has a word, and Naas Botha is going to kick into the wind. Kick for goal. Now, Graham Thorne, I think that wind is slightly angled again from corner to corner, isn't it?
Yes, it's gone a little bit more to the west than it was in the Auckland game a week ago. It's not an easy kick, but a well-hit golf ball. The wind never bothers it, as Winston McCarthy used to say.
He's hit it well too. And that's a great goal for Naas Botha. Into the wind, he really banged that one hard, and that was a beauty. 3-all. 10 minutes gone, first half. Doug Rollison looking skywards just before that kick-off as the plane continues to circle the ground. But the game goes on, and it must be distracting for the players. Very low when it comes over. Loveridge away to Pokeri. Handles for the ball. First time in Test rugby. Hewson up and through. A chance for Wilson. Wilson pulls it down. A try. And what an incisive cut into the back line from Alan Hewson.
Well, Paul Carey was playing first on base, but watch for Alan Hewson coming in the back line very close and very quick. Now you'll see Pinar almost gives him the gap here. Pinar could see that Naas Botha might have got it, gave him the gap, but then a very good pass from Hewson to Wilson just in front of Botha. He chopped inside and had the strength and the reach to go over for the first try.
On the left boot. Just curling wide. It's 7 points to 3. And what an incident packed 12 minutes we've had in the Test match. And again, the South Africans haven't found their touch. Hewson on the left boot. Now that was a good piece of play by Hewson. Bounced on his feet, got onto his left boot and put it about 30 metres down the touchline from a tight position. Time gone 18 minutes. Try to Stu Wilson, penalty to Hewson. Rollison, Pokeri. So a few problems in that just from Pokeri to Rollison before, and Pokeri to Cameron that time. That's Rob Lowe, number 7, who's won it. Down for 17. Botha pushing it with Hermes Hayes, who's got the bounce. Could be a try here for South Africa's Hermes Hayes. Well, a difficult one there. Rollison's touched it down. 5 metre scrum ordered. Well, I think that the referee might have made a mistake there, because it seemed to come off Hermes Hayes' foot and go over the line for the dropout 22. Rollison, he's run this one out from his line. Up to Wilson. Looking for support to Dalton, the captain, at the 22. New Zealand running out of trouble. Jeff Old. Oh, the big policeman. Serpentine, South Africa going to run it back. Duplessis de Gerber. Whoa, straight into a tackle by Lockie Cameron. Shelford has Duplessis. Serpentine. Houston getting back. So it's halfway to the right. Shelford at the back, mixed in front of him, Vane and Klaassen. Number 7 for South Africa, Rob Lowe. Here's Frank Shelford, the man on form. Caught by Vane and Klaassen at halfway. Porter, they lost it to the South Africans. Holding up in the breeze. Germes through on Houston. Houston's fielded it well. Serpentine covering. There's a lot of speed in this game. Dani Gerber near halfway to Lewis Moolman. Hayden over the top of him. Rob Lowe digs deep. Nas Porter. That'll curl up in the wind near halfway. Shelford. Loveridge. Out wide to Rollison. To Cameron. To Porcari. Lovely running. Rollison. There's a man or two man there. That was Jeff Ohl, but he's lost it. Knock on.
Well, a bizarre sight with all the flower bombs over the field, but the All Blacks are spinning the ball at the South Africans. They're trying to get them under a lot of pressure, and it's working so far in the game.
South Africa about 10 metres out from their own line. 7-3, New Zealand are leading by 21 minutes. Nas Porter finds the line that time. He's missed the touch twice in the game. In fact, I remember reading where he once missed touch 11 times in a test match in South Africa against South America, I think it was. Somebody kept count. But that one he's found the line outside the 22. So Cockle to throw. Well, Hayden and, Wetton and Moolman. Neither of them got off the ground that time. Penalty for New Zealand. Quite deftly, the referee says hands. And here is a chance for New Zealand to add to their 7.
I think that the Springboks have already realised that they have to play Louis Moolman most of the time because they're not getting any ball at the front of the line-out and they're not getting any from the back. And now there's been a change in kicker Doug Rollison, which is on his side of the field, the left-hand side of the field, being a right-footed kicker and being able to draw the ball round. But the line-out count is looking very good New Zealand way because they've got control of it.
So Doug Rollison from just outside the 22. 23 minutes gone. So a penalty goal for Rollison takes New Zealand out beyond the 6-point gap. 10 points to 3. The South Africans will now have to score twice to get the lead back.
Well, I think that there's going to be a blow-up in the line-out soon because there's been a lot of obstruction going on there.
There's the plane coming in very low over Eden Park. It seems to me to be just above the grandstand height. So the line-outs at the moment 11-6 to New Zealand. Cleanly one ball. Vane Klaassen makes the tap, but it's jumping all over his opposite, Murray Mexted. And something was said.
And you don't say anything to the referee. Clive Norling does not like back-chatting, and Doug Rollison found it out to his disadvantage last time at Athletic Park.
So Alan Houston is going to have a shot at goal. Across the scarred playing surface. A long kick from the left boot. Houston is better at the longer ones. It's on Rollison's side, if you like. But here's Houston after 32 minutes of play. Stabbed it low. Drop out from the 22.
I think it was just outside his distance, and he thought, if I can push it through, as you said, stab it, I might be able to get that extra couple of metres that I haven't really got.
So Van der Merwe and Hayden now. Mexted going in hard on Van der Merwe. And here's Borta. This is number 4. He hasn't found that line again. Alan Hewson having a left foot drop goal. It must have been very close from his own side of halfway. What a magnificent effort. It just passed outside the right-hand post. A beautiful effort. But you could hear the crowd just reacting to what they've just seen. A tremendous drop goal attempt from Alan Hewson. So South Africa are backs to the wall here at the moment. Into the wind. Rollison, Pokeri, Cameron into the tackle. Serpentine. Geldenhuys. Gezi Pina. Out on the full. Too many mistakes generally with the South Africans kicking today.
So the Springboks don't look anything like the side that played at Athletic Park, but then again there's been a very bad build-up. Like the All Blacks at Wellington, they had a bad build-up with people pulling out. Well, today the Springboks have been in exactly the same situation.
Six minutes to go until the half-time break. Palm back for Loveridge to Rollison. To Pokeri. To Cameron. Low. Didn't quite get his man. Roll back. Hayden carrying it on. 15 metres out. Loveridge to Rollison. To Fraser.
That's the secret of the All Black success today. The backing up of the man with the ball. Whenever someone looks like he's caught, there's a man inside. It might be a forward like Frank Shelford or a back like Bernie Fraser. Always there on the inside of the man with the ball. And that has been probably the success story of New Zealand teams over the last 20 years. The backing up of the man with the ball. There's not a very big side for the blind here. There may be Murray Mexted going to pick up the ball and play that nice little, what they call a lefto.
Mexted, he nearly got across. Knock on there, but a try. And it is Gary Knight, and he is really on a try-scoring high at the moment. Gary Knight gets his first try in a test match, and he won't be able to believe this. He's scored 4 tries in a week. That's the kind of thing that wingers do. In the replay, was there a knock-on?
Well, Murray Mexted made the drive. Now, you watch now, just short of the line. Now, there he pushes it back. Now, did Frank Shelford knock the ball on? I think he did. But there went to Dave Loveridge. Bernie Fraser looked like he was going to get the ball, but Gary Knight, with that strength and weight, just pushed his way over for a good try.
Well, Gary Knight got a try once in West Wales because the All Blacks said he was a bit late to a ruck and was the only one left to pick it up. But that one, he really did crash over. He got 3 tries for Manawatu in their last 2 games, 4 today. That's 16-3 to New Zealand with Rollison's conversion 4 minutes from half-time.
Well, the story of the test so far is that South Africa have not got into the New Zealand 22 on more than 2 occasions. And you can't set up tries unless you're down the other end of the field.
Gerber, Duplessis, Kermasace, loose ball at halfway. Pokeri, beautifully picked up into Loveridge to Lockie Cameron. Big Gary Knight relishing the try he's just scored, driving in hard. coming back from Old to Loveridge. Away to Rollison, running hard at Borta. Shoulder in, Wilson there, Shelford. There's Frank Shelford with the ball. First All Black from Opotiki, from a club in Opotiki. Several have been born there for 61 years. Les McLean played on the side of the scrum against South Africa here in the 1921 series. Serpentine kicks through. Half-time time has arrived, so this one probably will be the half-time break. Fraser, a good kick. Difficult for South Africa now to play, facing the New Zealand team in a rampant mood. Vane and Klaassen at the back must be a worried man. 16-3 in injury time in the first half. Loveridge, Rollison, just a little variation. Popped it into space. Paul Kenny's got the bounce. He couldn't quite get a pass away. Now Mexted at the 22. Into Rollison. That's the goal line there. Nas Borta behind the goal line. Drops it down, touches down. Scrum. Scrum back by the line. South Africa put in. This is a 5-metre scrum, is it? Somebody's hurt. Casey Pina is hurt. We might have a replay there and have a look at that again.
Well, it was a golden opportunity for New Zealand. And it looks like Casey Pina is going off the field, Keith.
Well, Pina leaving the field. So we can't give you a replay of that particular incident, but there is a sad sight for South Africa. They lost 2 men in the build-up. Now they're losing another one. Casey Pina, the gesture from the officer of St. John suggests a shoulder injury. Oh, that's half-time. Well, we didn't quite get started there after that. And that is half-time in the match, with New Zealand leading by 16 points to 3, having scored 2 tries, 1 to Wilson, 1 to Knight, a conversion and a penalty by Rollison, a penalty by Hewson, to a Nas Borta penalty for South Africa. That's the half-time score. I understand there has been an anti-tour demonstration at the Walkworth transmitter today as well. Second half begins with Nas Borta's kick, low and flat to Stuart Wilson, who scored the try in the first half. Remember, he got 3 tries in the first half. And down on the left-hand end of the ground, there is a stoppage. Smoke bombs have been thrown onto Eden Park at the left-hand end of the field. Smoke bombs, flares, being an attempt to come onto the field. The game will stop. Flower bombs dropping onto the park. Flares dropping as well from... Are they coming from the sky or coming out of the crowd?
Well, I think it's 6 of one and half dozen the other. Some of the flares have come from the number 3 stand, while others have been dropped from the plane that's flying round.
Stoppage appears to be over. The match will resume. Springboks aboard Johan Younes onto the field. And Billy Duplessis has also gone off. They're playing with 14 men. There's Eunice without a number. And Kermis plays it out over the touchline. And South Africa are going to bring another player onto the field. That's just to remind you what the score is in the game. A couple of minutes gone in the second half. This is Colin Beck, who's going to come on for Willie Duplessis, as he did, in fact, in the second test at Wellington. And there was a great deal of agitation in the crowd down to the left and end as some people are being taken away. So Loveridge to Rollison, high into the centre field. Serpentine is left to Geldenhuys. Frank Shelford. Rollison.
Well, Doug Rollison's put some very good kicks through today, and that one again didn't go out in the full. It bounced, and it bounced the right way. And two in the first half, one in the second half. They've bounced the right end and gone into touch, playing with authority in this test.
So there's a move on if the All Blacks can get possession. They've got conceded a penalty instead.
There for Loveridge. Rollison, they're running it. Paul Carey, good pass. Cameron, long ball to Fraser. Fraser stayed behind the 22. So there's big Gary Wetton. In the middle, beaten to the jump that time by Moolman. Botha, Gerber, Eunice up a good pass for Kerry Kermis. Mixed it in, there's Colin Beck, the replacement, into Rob Lowe. Geldenhuys with him. This is a good piece of play put together by the Springboks. Loveridge is committed in there too.
Well, that was the first time the Springboks have looked like putting anything together. Eunice coming into the back line, a good miss pass out in the outside, putting the All Black outsides under a lot of pressure, and there was also a lot of good backing up from Lob Lowe and Burger Geldenhuys.
17. Botha, Colin Beck has already looked good since he's come on, and now it's a chase here. Mort and Hewson, and I think Mort got there first. Mort did get there. He got there in the end. A try for Mort. He definitely got it the second time. I don't know, Graham. I think he might have got it the first time too. A try for Ray Mort. And that's made it interesting. 16-9. Last quarter having a little word with Murray Mexted there, and inviting the referee to consider Murray Mexted, I think, might have charged him. Flower bombs coming down right behind the South Africans. The backs. Flippy van der Merwe's got it. The smallest man in the New Zealand team has to grab the biggest in the Springbok side. I guess all this police activity around the ground is of interest to Jeff Old. He's the first policeman to play in a test match since 1934 when Ned Barry played. We've had All Blacks as policemen before, but not in a test match since 1934.
Well, the All Blacks for the first time in the second half are up in an attacking position. They've got the throw-in, Andy Dalton. Alan Hewson is sneaking out towards the outside as Dalton prepares to throw.
It's John Ashworth, number 3. Turning and rolling it around. Hayden! What a big surge from the big man, and a good tackle by Eunice. Loveridge, Rollison, Hawkerry, Cameron. Wilson can't quite get it. Offside, out in the centre of the field. And the setup for that move came from big Andy Hayden, 17.5 stone, found a gap and pushed his way up towards the line. And then in the spin out to the right, the Springbok backs were up offside. It's right out in front. So the margin is out to 10 points again with that second penalty today by Alan Hewson. So Rollison running it through to the 22. The referee's just asked for a halt here while some missiles are cleared away off the field. Some more coming down. There's one of the attendants taking away one of the flower bombs dropped from an aircraft circling the ground. Eunice to Ray Mort, who's already got the try. Houston coming across. Awkward bounce. Oh, and Mort's got the bounce. That is it again. Well, Ray Mort makes it 2 tries. And here it is, Graham.
Well, the perfect little kick coming out to the right. Now watch Ray Mort when he gets the ball. He puts the little kick ahead, runs through now. It's a very awkward bounce. Houston couldn't quite get to it. Pulkeri came past in self-defence almost, but Mort was there, took the ball and scored the try.
Water with the kick. Dramatic test match. Could close it up to just 4 points. And he's done so, of course. 19 points to 15. The South Africans are definitely back in this match. Time gone 21 minutes, second half. Loveridge running wide, a high ball, straight over the head of Houston to Hermes Hayes. Fired it now to Burger Sheldon Hayes. Loveridge getting back. Penalty to South Africa. Penalty to South Africa. A chance for them to bring it up to just 1 point. 17 minutes to go. He wants to get on with the job. And Malcolm Hood's the New Zealand physiotherapist, just clearing the field down in the foreground. Vital kick. He's goaled it, and that's right up to 1 point the difference.
The most dangerous man in world rugby at the moment, Nas Botha. Anything that's within 50 metres is almost a certain goal today to Nas Botha.
Penalty to New Zealand this time from the line out. Lifting. Now this again assumes great importance. Who's Dalton going to choose, Rollison or Hewson? Rollison is there, Hewson staying back, and Rollison is going to be.
Well, this is a pressure kick for Doug Rollison. 15 minutes of the game to go. 1 point in it.
Something falling on the smoke, falling onto the ground. The New Zealand players had to get out of the way of that missile falling on the park.
Doug Rollison making sure that he gets some clean air through his jersey.
as the 2 All Black players are back at halfway while Rollison goes to kick. So back they come on now. Hit the post, bounced to Serpentine. He's kicked it rather wildly. Pokeri's under it. Ole got it in a collision. Jeff Ole with a big left boot. We know he can hit it well, but that one's curling away in the breeze and is out. So that was bad luck for New Zealand. It hit the post and bounced away. A good kick by Rollison. Norman and Wetton. Beckstead has it. I wonder if that Fraser was affected then by the plane, which swooped very low over the field just as that ball was coming Fraser's way. The noise is very loud and it's distracting. Of course, Houston running in for this one, makes sure the bounce this time and gets it away. Special cheer for Alan Houston there when he got that bounce. He's done a lot of good things today, but the crowd, I guess, remembering the bounce that went beyond him for Mort's try. 19 to 18, 10 minutes to go, and this tour is over.
Houston is standing a long way back because the wind is coming right into his face, and he's getting into a lot of trouble because the fly half and the halfback are kicking little pop kicks over the top to him.
That's a good jump by Hayden at the front. Referee Norley watching closely the South African. Serpentine goes in to lend his weight. Trying to roll it again. So 1 point is the difference. Beckstead played very well in the series. Shelford is there. Loveridge gets it to Rollison. Oh, he skied that one badly in the wind. It's blowing back towards his own line. Wilson gets up to jump high with Colin Beck. 10-metre mark, New Zealand territory. Serpentine has it to Gerber. You see missiles landing on the field. Houston's under that, and that's a brave catch by Houston because there was a lot of distraction right about then. The plane was coming over. There was flower bombs landing on the field, and Houston made a catch, and now we'll try to clear it to touch.
Well, 9 minutes to play in this match, everything to play for, and both sides know they've been in a match. The All Black forwards have to bring everything out. Naas Botha, 1 point separating the teams. Naas Botha knows what it's all about in these situations. And the number of times that Naas Botha has won games in the last couple of minutes, especially in South Africa in the Currie Cup finals, the last year's Currie Cup final, the last minute he put over a drop kick to win the game and the cup.
So the New Zealanders will not want to concede a penalty here or concede the ball for a drop kick attempt by Botha. He's the danger man. Oh, Rollison, whistle here, whistle, and the penalty against the South African. Serpentine being spoken to for a high tackle. Wayne and Clarkson.
Well, here it comes now. You'll see Doug Rollison. You can see there were 2 players, and they were both sides, and you see, he went through the gap and Serpentine just went right over the top.
Well, something's happened down the field. The plane went over and the New Zealand player Gary Knight was struck by a flower bomb and it knocked him over. He's just got to his feet again, and you can see Gary Knight was struck by a flower bomb dropped from the plane. Now I guess that would be a tremendous thump. I'm sorry to interrupt there, Graham. I saw that happen. And meanwhile, the lecture continues with Clive Norling talking to the 2 captains. This is really unreal. I just words can't describe my feelings at this point about this game. You see the field is scarred. There are papers been dropped from the plane in the background, and now a player has been hit by one of the bombs. So has television equipment, and the game goes on. 6 minutes to go, 19 points to 18. Gary Whitten. What a day to make a test debut. John Ashworth. And here comes the plane through again.
It's a side for Narsborder for his drop kick.
It's come to Loveridge. Rollison. They're running it. Hulkeri to Cameron to Wilson. Halfway. Well, that takes courage. Only 1 point ahead. A tight test match. A few minutes to go. Facing a drop kick man like Border, and the All Blacks ran it. And they ran it well right out to Wilson. Hockler throws. Becker made a great jump. Now they're running this one, as they did in Christchurch late in the game. Kerber trying for a way through. Shelford catches it, and back he goes. New Zealand forwards piling in. Could be a drop kick for Rollison. And he at last has stabbed one over. Well, he tried in the first test, he tried in the second, and now in the third. Doug Rollison stabs it over. It wasn't a good kick. It was flat and wonky as it floated through the air.
But it's still 3 points, Keith. Well, you'll see how the ball came back, but it came when Danny Kerber actually had a go on his own, and the All Blacks roughed him up, and there's Doug Rollison just pushing that ball. As Keith said, it wobbles, but it went through.
The big crowd watching expectantly. South Africans have to score a converted try to win. Hayden made a great jump at the front to get it. Loveridge clears it. He kicks it well out.
But now it's South Africa ball. They've got everything to play for. They won't want to throw it to Andy Hayden at number 2. It might be an idea if Andy Hayden went to number 4.
And they've got it. Moolman, awkward. Knock on. South Africa will have to put in a knock on, I think, by Dalton.
Well, they haven't got much blind here. Narsborder, Kermachase is right behind him. They've got to try and spin it, get the extra man in, and back up.
It's got to be a try. A converted try to win, a try to draw. Borta. He's got the bounce. Mort. That's the try. 22 all. Ray Mort's third try.
Well, they had it all worked out. You watch now as Narsborder. There he is now. He's running across field, looking for the dummy. He didn't even dummy out to Beck. He took the tackle. The ball went loose. Now here's where it happened. A little kick through from Narsborder. Across they come. Just tackled. Still keeps on his feet. Outside to Mort. He's got Dave Loveridge in defence, but he went too high, was pushed off, and the try was scored 5 metres from the corner.
So it's New Zealand on attack. They're in the Springboks half. There can't be a kick that would go from there for South Africa. Free kick to New Zealand. Donaldson with the ball.
Drop kick.
Could be on. Donaldson to Rollison. That's the 22. A penalty back at the mark. A penalty to New Zealand. Back at the mark. What was it for?
Well, the All Blacks took the quick kick. Donaldson ran across to his left. The Springboks hadn't gone back to 10 metres, so the indirect free kick was turned into a penalty, which was on the right side of the field. They brought up Alan Houston to take it. It's on his side of the field. He can draw it in. The wind is blowing almost straight down almost the runway to him. He can just push it straight into the wind. It shouldn't be bothered at all by the wind. There it is there. You can see coming right off the top of the scoreboard. The flag there.
Yes, the referee's added on about 5 minutes of extra time. Now that could be because of the time clearing away obstacles off the pitch, the flower bombs. So 5 minutes into injury time, Alan Houston has a chance to win the series for New Zealand. And he's done it! Alan Houston stood in triumph, his arms raised as he put that kick, a dramatic kick, over the touchline. Still more play going on by the referee. There are 6 minutes left. 6 minutes into injury time. Kelvin Hayes. It could be a drop kick here for South Africa. It's got to be if they get the ball. Who's got the put in? The South Africans have the put in. Everyone in the crowd is whistling.
Well, the match has had everything, hasn't it, Keith? You couldn't have hoped for a better finish.
Last quarter, running it, Turbo. Houston got it covered, watch for the bounce. That's Ray Mort's side. Houston bangs it out. The match is over.
So rugby-wise, an epic final test resulting in a 25-22 win for the All Blacks to take the series. An extraordinary match to end perhaps the most extraordinary test series ever. The flower bombs and flares meant that sadly in the end, the rugby was overshadowed by the protesters. Miraculously, nobody was seriously injured. But this 1981 series was the last time the Springboks toured abroad until Nelson Mandela was released and apartheid was consigned to history.
I mean,